Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics. Mamacitas in Jal has a broad selection of specials. Try the Mexican food, asado, tamales, enchiladas, and so much more. At Mamacitas, you can have it all. Mexican food, donuts, and a steamy cup of coffee at the coffee shop. Mamacitas has authentic Mexican food from the heart of good old Jal, New Mexico. Mamacitas, 301 South Main in Jal, is a proud supporter of the Jal community.
Kayla and Emmy Lujan from Panther Energy are excited for their Jal Panthers and proud of all the Jal students' great success this year. Panther Energy is your one-stop shop for backhoes, dump trucks, roustabouts, and welding. Panther Energy, 1179 South 3rd in Jal, or call 575-395-2654, 575-395-2654 for more information. Panther Energy, a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics.
Welcome everybody to Jal, New Mexico, as we have another matchup between the Eunice Lady Cardinals and the Jal Lady Panthers. This is Ron Gunter. Thank you very much for being here as we continue the coverage. Actually, this will be the final game of the season before they get the notice tomorrow for the playoffs on 2A. And just to get you filled in on what's going on with these two teams, let's start off with the 11th ranked Eunice Lady Cardinals as of yesterday. It's 2A, and they're ranked at number 11. They've got the record of 11-12. 4-7 is what they have on district. Although they have, it's a little misleading because the only teams that they beat, or team they beat, is Dora, and that is by forfeit. But we'll talk about that in a moment. Their away schedule, or their away record is 4-5 for Coach Kyle Kemple, as he also has their assistant coaches of Tyson Pierce and Reagan Wilson. Of course, we'll talk about the lineup in a moment, but right now let's go ahead and talk about how they got a little bit on how they got to the 4-7 record in the district. And talking about Dora, they had them on the 15th and also on the 26th, but unfortunately Dora wasn't able to play, so it was a forfeit game. But they did play Loving, and the first one was 7-0 was a loss on that one. And the next one was 20-2 on that one as well. And that was also a loss. Of course, mercy rule for sure. So with Eunice, they have played this Jal team several times. And as we do so, we're going to go ahead and get the break for the national anthem. Be back in a moment. Let's continue the coverage right here on the Jal Panther Network.
Iron Horse Sports Grill is now open. Burgers, wings, steaks, salads, pastas, oysters, and tons more, all delish. Check out their full online menu on Facebook under Iron Horse Sports Grill. Open Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. For takeout orders, just call 395-2109. That's 395-2109. Iron Horse Sports Grill, a taste you'll remember. 204 East Kansas Avenue.
All right, they're doing lineups right now, so let's go ahead and do lineups, starting off with Eunice first, and it will be starting for the pitcher, Cheyenne Belvin. That's Blevins. It'll also be at catcher, Mel Nieto. And this is also senior night, by the way, so we'll be honoring the seniors. I guess there will not be, if they got out for the national anthem, and there will not be. It looks like they may be starting early on this one after all. So it'll be Peyton Williams at first. Holly Jones at second. We've got Zamora at shortstop, Garcia at third. We've got Dillard at the left field, Michaela Pierce in center, and Garcia in right for Eunice. Going over to Jal real quick and talking about them before we get started. They are ranked at number 12 in the 2A with a record of 12-12. Now, they've beat this team 3 times, but are ranked just below them still. But their strength of schedule is the reason why. We'll talk about that. 7-4 is the district record. They've also got 2 wins in the plus side as far as the streak. Of course, that was against Loving They beat Loving. First game was 4-0. The second game was 11-6. Is that right? No, sorry. The first game was 16-1. That's right, the other day, and 24-0 against Dora. We're underway, and we're going to go ahead and get things started with Bella Pierce first for the designated hitter as she faces Butts. First one goes across, and we are underway with a ball. So we're starting about 5 minutes early on this one. We've got 1-0 for the count. Swung on and actually hit and fouled backwards. 1-1 for the count. So once again, Jal coming in here. Let's see, we've got Jonna Butts with a 4.11 ERA coming into this game. She's had 45 walks and 93 strikeouts. And that one is going to be swung on, hit back as well for the foul. So 1-2 is the count right now. It looks like Bella may have hurt herself a little bit in her hand. You know, sometimes when it hits the bat just right, it makes that vibration that hurts your hands. That one's going to be a strike 3 as she watched it go by, and the first strike for Jonna in this game. 1 out already. So Haley Jones, the second baseman today. And that pushes up Jonna's record to 94 as that one gets hit to shortstop. Going to be relayed to first, and it will be an out number 2, quickly done for the 6-3. As that was Zamora, that was Dardone to Malacone. So out number 2 already. 2 up, and Peyton Williams coming up next. And Peyton actually had another thing about it. As Butts gets into the windup and throws a little high for the ball, ball 1. Williams in the series has 1 hit, 1 run, and that is it for the junior. Swung on a miss for strike 1. 1-1 is the count right now as we have underway. It's top of the first, scheduled to start at 11 o'clock, but we started 5 minutes early. That's all right. But so far, 2 outs, 1 strikeout so far in the first. Strike 2. We're now at 1-2. Hits that one into the outfield. Looks like that'll come up as a single for Williams. So keeping the bats alive for Eunice. Mel Nieto coming up next. She is the second, sorry, not second. Her position is 2, but she is the catcher. That one goes across just a little high for the ball. And Nieto in the series just had 1 hit. Oh, there it is. Ball 2 as they go back to first, and she is safe for Williams. So 2-0 is the count against Jonna Butts with Sauceda catching as that one is going to go foul. Actually, it was caught for the out number 3 on right field. So with 1 left stranded, and 1 hit, no runs, no errors. We go to the bottom of the first, and it will be, coming up first to bat will be Caden Lujan, right here on the Jal Sports Network, also on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube.
The staff of the Jal Public School District is proud of their Jal Panthers. Those late practices, hard work, and dedication paid off. Go Panthers! Jal schools have continually provided a quality education and safe environment for the students. Jal Public School System is on the move. Are you ready? Jal Public Schools, another proud sponsor of all Lee County athletics and academics.
We are back as we get underway to the bottom of the first. So far, it has been no hits, no runs. Well, actually, one hit for Eunice after 2 outs, and it was Williams who was able to get us a hit to go up the middle. And now it's going to be Eunice's turn to be on defense. And while that is going on, Kaden Lujan is going to be coming up first, along with Abigail Dardone, and then Jonna Butts will be third for batting. So for defense on Eunice, it'll be Blevins to start at pitcher, Nieto at at catcher, Williams at first, Jones at second. It'll be Garcia at third. Zamora is going to be shortstop. Dillard at left, Michaela Pierce center, and Garcia at right. As that first one goes across for the ball. Get it back, get it back. So 1-0 is the count right now. Getting the signal and looking it up, making sure she gets it correct. As it is, goes across for the strike. So once again, it is the 8th grader, Gaden Lujan, to start things off. Didn't like that one, and good call, as that was a ball. So 2-1 is the count. Low again, and ball 3. Bottom of the first right now, once again, no score as Jal is up. Will be ball 4 for the walk. So that means that'll put Caden Lujan at first. Coming up next is going to be Abigail Dardone. Caden actually had a lot of hits, 6 hits against this series. As that one goes in bloopers, see if they can get him in time. And yes, unfortunately, that is going to be a 1-3 for Abigail Dardone, and she is out, first out. But it does advance Caden to second. So coming up next is going to be Butts. Butts has had 4 hits, 1 RBI in this series. She's also been walked once, but struck out 3 times as that one dribbles across for an obvious ball. So Blevins delivers. And that'll be a ball. 2-0 with 1 out and 1 on. And that'll be across 2 for another ball. 3-0 is the count. So 3-0 for the count. And it looks like that'll be ball 4. So 2 walks have put runners at first and second for Jal with 1 out. And there's going to be Sauceda coming up next. Yanira has had 4 hits, 2 runs in this series, along with 6 RBI, and she managed to get 2 home runs as well. So let's see what she does with this one after that first one was a strike. Hits it over, and it's going to be in for a single. And it could be an RBI as well, and it will, as it will slide in. That's the sliding Caden Lujan. Oh, and there's going to be more as A throwing pitch, or a throwing error, manages to get another one to score. That'll be Butts. So we'll score that as a single, but an RBI single. But Butts is able to steal off a wild throw. Put Sauceda to second, and all of a sudden it is 2-0 for the Jal Panthers. And a meeting on the mound, as that did not go well at all. It could have been avoided, but instead gave up one easy run against this Jal team that has beaten them so far 3 times in this season. So it looks like Alexa Talavera is going to be coming up next to bat. So a quick meeting, and that's going to be broken up. So once again, 2-0 is the score, bottom of the first. It'll be 1 out and 1 on at second. Be low, actually. Oh. Low for the ball 1. I thought he motioned that for a second for a strike, but nope. That was not the case. That was definitely low. Skipped across as it hit the ground, ball 2. So once again, it was Jonna Butts and Sauceda who scored. That one is going to be kind of a bit of a rundown, but she ended up going back. Oh no, that was Lujan that scored. Sauceda's at second. Actually, it looks like a pinch runner. Either way, that is going to be a walk for Talavera. So first and second now. Yes, indeed. That is going to be first one for a ball for Malacone, the first baseman. Takes that one as well for ball 2. So Blevins struggling a little bit to get it across for the strike. Malacone, the sophomore, has had 1 hit, 1 run in this series, 7 RBI. And it's going to be 1 double. That one goes for ball 3. And it has been a while since she's thrown a strike, since Caden Lujan. And that'll be ball 4. So 3 walks in a row actually there was a hit for Sauceda, but it has been 2 walks in a row. And now the bases are loaded with 1 out. And definitely going to be talking to Blevins, trying to figure out why she can't hit the strike zone. So as they continue talking, looks like there will be a change of pitch already. As it will be, let's see who that is out there. So Pierce is going to be taken over for pitching duties. I think she did once before here. So we're going to take a pause and get a commercial in here. Be back in a moment with more right here on the Jal Panther Network.
The Woolworth Community Library is a proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County Athletics.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one-call oil and gas company.
All right, we are back. As we're about to get underway, continue on the bottom of the first right now with the bases loaded. One out and a change in pitching for Eunice Cardinals. Coming in will be Michaela Pierce. Of course, this is senior night as well. So coming up next is going to be Zoe Molina. Designated hitter. First one goes across, and it'll be a strike. So Zoe, hearing from his coach, or hearing from her coach, and another break as comes out. She's holding her arm. I think she is. Hard to say. So we're going to have another conference out there. Near the band. I thought it was something with her arm, but just missing something. So it'll be a moment. We'll be right back with more right here on the Jal Panther Network.
As Lee County's largest independent insurance agency, Lavelle Insurance works with a large number of insurance companies. They'll do your comparison shopping for you, guaranteeing you the very best price on the very best coverage for life, health, auto, retirement planning, commercial or personal insurance. Lavelle Insurance offers innovative solutions to protect your assets, goals, and future plans.
State Farm agent Mike Guerin is a proud supporter of JAL Athletics. The game you're listening to is brought to you in part by State Farm agent Mike Guerin. If you have insurance questions regarding auto, motorcycle, home, life, or health, or financial questions like annuities or education savings plans, call 393-4500. Mike Guerin and his staff will not only answer your questions, they'll find you the best program for your insurance needs. State Farm agent Mike Guerin. Se habla español.
All right, we are back, and looks like everything has been wrapped up as far as all the questions. Actually, still talking over to the coach. That's Coach Kimball. Or Kimball. All right. So 2-0 with the bases loaded, one out, and Jal still at bat. Kayla Pierce delivers another one at her relief position and will be a ball. So 1-1 right now. As it was Blevins who started off the game. And that's going to be a hit by pitch on that one as it walks in a run. And that'll be Sauceda. So Charisma Rodriguez coming up next. Charisma is going to be playing in right field, and she was the one that caught that last out in the first inning. First one goes across for the ball. So Charisma has had 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 RBI, 1 double, and 2 strikeouts. She hits this one. And will be caught quickly. Looks like that was by second baseman for the out. So out number 2, but still bases loaded. Swung on a miss is right now it's going to be Peyton Lujan, bottom of the order. Swing and a miss for strike 1. So Peyton Lujan has had 2 runs in this series. And it'll be ball on that one. 1-1 for the count. So gets ready, gets back in the box. Height and high is where Lujan is at. High though, and that'll be ball 2. So Lujan ahead of the count. 2-1. Pierce delivers, swung on and fouled to the left. 2-2 now for the count. Any hit will get at least one RBI to come across. Right now it is 3-1 or 3-0. I'm looking at the inning. 3-0 for the bottom of the first. Swung on and missed. And that'll be strike 3, and it'll also mean out number 3 as well, as the order was able to get to bat. But that'll be the end of that one for the bottom of the first. We're going to go to the top of the second. Looks like we've had 1 hit, 2 runs, 3 left on base, no errors. Actually, there should have been 1 error because of the score. So 1 error. But nevertheless, though, it'll be coming up next will be Eunice as they try to get back into this. Down by 3, and we're going to be returning right here on the Jal Panther Network with BeyondHopsAmerica.com or YouTube.
An adolescent alligator is about 10 feet long, depending on climate and diet. You should stay at least one adolescent alligator 10 feet away from power lines. You should probably stay at least one adolescent alligator away from alligators, too. Get more safety tips at excelenergy.com/safety. Excel Energy.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jal, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
We are back, and just in time as that first one goes across for a strike. So strike 1 for Michaela Pierce, the now current pitcher, relief pitcher so far early in this game. This is going to go deep, and it'll be caught, almost caught by right field, but instead ends up going for a double as it's thrown over to third. That was Charisma who wasn't able to handle that one, but did handle the one earlier today. So first hit is going to be an E9 for Michaela Pierce, and that'll get her to second. Coming up next is going to be Riley Dillard, the freshman, and she's going to hit that one as well. And that's going to go to center in the gap and end up on the ground for a second. She's going to rally it over to second. No, I'm sorry. Well, she was trying to get it to home, but instead, Butts trying to get the out at second, and it didn't work either. So a single RBI on that one, as Pierce is able to get it across and get a run. And it is going to be Dillard who is at second now, as that first one goes across for the ball. So Zamora up now. Zamora is watching that goes across for a strike. 1-1. Right. Takes that one for the ball, and it is now 2-1. Got runners on at first, and that'll be swung on and fouled to the left for a 2-2 count. So Pierce is going to be coming in with a 9.46 average ERA, as that one is going to be hit. And it's going to go to second. And wasn't tagging it, or didn't have her foot on the bag. And that'll be a safe, as it is going to be some confusion there from Coach Kimple, Kyle Kimple, as trying to figure out what happened. So there's going to be a moment right now that I was seeing first and third covered. As that one goes, and that's a single, and that should get that did get Dillard to third. So runners on the corners right at the moment is what we've got. Again, it was popped up and hit. Tried to throw it to home. Did get the one run to come across, but we've got it all set up. So let's get back to the batter. As it is, once again, Alea Garcia, third baseman. First one goes across for the strike. So no outs and 2 on. For second and third. Swung on and missed on that one for strike 2. So plenty of opportunities for Eunice and the Lady Cardinals to be able to get a couple more scores, be able to tie this game. So Alea Garcia. That one goes across for the ball call. And she is up, or actually she's still down a little bit, 1-2 for the count. So 2 still on as that one gets delivered. Swing and a miss on that one will be strike 3. And that will add up to the first out as well as the second strikeout for Jana Butts. So 1 out. Coming up next is going to be Cheyenne Blevins. Is this one, and it'll go foul quickly for strike 1. Goes to the right and out of play. Gets the ball back is Butts. Once again, Butts has a 4.11 ERA. She's pitched 75. This will be 76 innings in this season. That goes across for a strike. So down on the count, 0-2 is Garcia. Garcia is a senior. And that one goes over to shortstop. Is that going to be down in time? I don't think it was. She caught it, but she had to jump in the air to do so. No, actually it was out. So it was the 6-3 and barely got it out, but still did get it for out number 2. So as Jana ties her shoe. Well, that did actually score one, so that was a RBI as well as Dillard was able to cross for the score. That one's going to be jacked, but it'll be to the left and a foul for strike 1. That should be Bella Pierce. And it is. So Bella, first one hit, strike. As it goes foul to the left, just barely. Now it goes across for the ball. 1-1 is the call. Bella struck out last time in our first at bat. So 1-1. That goes across, just misses it for ball 2. Count now at 2-1. As you can hear the Eunice Lady Cardinals whooping it up. And Butts about ready to deliver another one. Here we go. The left-hander gets that one a swing and a miss from Bella, and it is now tied up at 2. 2-2 for the count. Second base is covered for Eunice. 2-2 though, with 2 strikeouts so far for Butts. Would love to get strikeout number 3. And she does. She pulls the string and gets that to go across. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and that'll be the end of the inning. As one is left on base, but 2 runs. 2 runs come across. That happened off of 2 hits and no errors. We're going to go to the bottom of the second. It'll be a 1-run lead, 3-2, and Jal is coming up next right here on the Jal Panther Network, whether it be on HopsAmerica.com or YouTube.
State Farm agent Mike Guerin is a proud supporter of Jal Athletics. The game you're listening to is brought to you in part by State Farm agent Mike Guerin. If you have insurance questions regarding auto, motorcycle, home, life, or health, or financial questions like annuities or education savings plans, call 393-4500. Mike Guerin and his staff will not only answer your questions, they'll find you the best program for your insurance needs. State Farm agent Mike Guerin. Se habla español.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jal, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you.
All right, we are back at the top of the order right now for Jal. Is winning the second. Swing on the first one. That's me dropped, and that'll be by the shortstop, Zamora, as that was Caden Lujan who was able to get that hit. And E6 is going to get her to first to get things started. So tried to hit the glove, but could not get it in the webbing. As next up is going to be Abby Dardone. Dardone has had an infield out first time up. And that's going to be hit to left field. And it's going to advance the runner to second. That'll be, of course, Lujan, Caden Lujan. And Dardone's going to get a single on that one to first. So 2 pitches and 2 hits already, as it is Pierce who is pitching for the Eunice Lady Cardinals. Coming up next is going to be the pitcher, Jonna Butts. And let's see what she can do, as she had a walk in the first and was able to score. That's going to be hit high, though, and looks like it could be an easy out. And it is by third base. So first out, as it was Garcia who was able to catch that one. And 1 out. Coming up next is going to be Sauceda. Sauceda was able to get a single last time up. First ball rises and rises until it goes across for the ball. So 1-0 is the count right now. Same situation, a little lower, but not by much. So ball number 2 for Sauceda. Two on, 1 out, goes across, and that will find nothing but air and a ball call. 3-0 is the count right now for Sauceda, as there's 2 on. That is going to be ball 4. So walked to first, and that will load up the bases, as it is Lujan at third now and Dardone at second. And that'll bring up another the designated runner, as coming up next is going to be Alexa De Oliveira. And that first one's going to be a ball. And I forgot that there's no leadoffs in softball, so they have to stay on their bag until the ball is hit. Goes across for a strike as it was watched going by. Talavera, though, still a senior. And that one's going to be hit. She's going to rally it back to home, and it is out, as it was Caden Lujan who tried to get the run and instead gets the out at the base. But it still keeps the bases loaded on that fielder's choice. Is it going to be Talavera, Sauceda at second, and Dardone at third now? So instead of getting that extra run, they get the out. So first one was a strike, second one is going to be a hit, and that's going to get at least two to come across, as it does. Safe at third will be Talavera. But it'll score Dardone and Sauceda. Actually, that'll be not Sauceda, but the bench runner. So two more come across. That will be a single and two RBI single for Malacone, as it is Molina who's coming up. No, I'm sorry. That was Talavera. This is Malacone. Right now, 2 strikes against her. Oh, and move that back. Sorry about that. It's taking too long, so it is reset again. Foul ball, should be anyway, and it is. That one goes, that is Molina. That's right, Talavera was at third, that's right. So that is going to be out number 3, as it is a strikeout, second or first one actually for the relief pitcher. And we are going to go into the top of the third, only able to get 2 runs to come across, but still, that's pretty good off of, let me see, I believe that was 2 hits. Yes, indeed. 2 hits with 2 left on base, no errors, actually 1 error. So that's 2 for Eunice so far as we go to the top of the third, and we'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here on the Jal Panther Network.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics. Mamacitas in Jal has a broad selection of specials. Try the Mexican food, asado, tamales, enchiladas, and so much more. At Mamacitas, you can have it all. Mexican food, donuts, and a steamy cup of coffee at the coffee shop. Mamacitas has authentic Mexican food from the heart of good old Jal, New Mexico. Mamacitas, 301 South Main in Jal, is a proud supporter of the Jal community.
We are back as we get top of the third action. Butts is still throwing. First one does get hit, and that is going to be by, actually that's a new hitter, I believe. This goes to second for Eunice. Let's see. Should have been Holly Jones, but instead, well, let's see. Let's go ahead and do that for first one hit and a double for the single. Peyton Williams coming up now. There we go. So that one goes across for the ball. Peyton Williams is the batter right now. Hit, and it's going to be high, and that looks like it's going to be an infield out as it's going to, nope, actually Butts drops it. Wasn't able to get it after all, and so that'll mean an error, E1, and we'll get Peyton Williams to first, and that'll keep Hallie Jones at second. So Nieto is coming up next. With no outs and 2 on, first and second. Hit, and it's going to go to shortstop, and she's going to rally it over to first, and that will not be in time as it was dropped, and wasn't paying attention either as a score does go across. So an RBI single for Nieto. And it'll put Jones across, and that'll put Peyton Williams to third. So a mental error on that one did not help the Jal Panthers. Cost them 1 run, as coming up next is going to be the pitcher, the relief pitcher, Michaela Pierce. So quick conference once again. That was, turns out, the sophomore who wasn't able to handle that one, Malicone. Kind of surprised that she didn't throw it to second, but nevertheless. First one goes across for the strike. And a steal from Nieto. So 0-1 is the count right now. Swung on and hit to the left this time. Another gap. And is going to find 1 run come across, as it'll be a single for Nieto. Sorry, for Pierce. RBI single. And getting back into this game, as Nieto did go to third, and it was Peyton Williams. Actually, I believe it was number 6. Either way, goes. Swung on once again, takes her base at second is Pierce without a contest throw. And that'll mean hit and fouled for strike 2. So Riley up or down 0-2. As Butts continues to get them in, but so far 2 runs have come across for Eunice. Now it's going to be hit, and it's going to be going out to center, as it looks like 1 and 2 runs will come across for Eunice. And Eunice is out here to play to win on this one, as it was Nieto coming across along with Pierce right behind her. So that gets her the 2 RBI single. And it is Zamora who's coming up next. Swung on, missed on that one for strike 1. As someone once said, you hit none of the balls you try to swing at. So now with a 1-run lead, 6-5, it is a different ball game for the Eunice Cardinals. In the top of the third, that one goes across for the ball. So Zamora, shortstop today, and she's also tried to get first out, but no. Runner was still on the bag. So now the count is at 1 and 2 for Zamora. Swung on a miss for strike 3. Goes down swinging for out number 1. That's just the first out of the inning so far. There's a lot of damage has been done against this Jal team. So coming up next is going to be Alea Garcia. First one goes across for the ball. So 1-0 is the count right now. As 1 on, 1 out. That one goes across high for the ball. Ball 2. 2-0 is the count now. Last time Garcia was up to bat, she struck out. 1 of 3 for Jana. As that one goes across. Been easy out, rallied. The 4-3 that advances Diller to second for out number 2. So Cheyenne Blevins coming back up again. Last time had a 6-3 out for out number 2. Hit on that one and may have hit her leg, but nevertheless, will be a foul ball. 0-1. If it didn't, that was very lucky because it would have been her ankle that would have hit, or maybe her calf, either way. 0-1 for the count. And that is going to be a look on strike 2. So again, runners at first and second. Cheyenne Blevins, as that one goes across, and it is going to be high for the ball. 1-2 is the count. So their best inning so far in this game. Top of the third for Eunice Cardinals. And the Lady Cardinals get that third one, though, to go across. Swung on, missed for strike number 3. That does end the inning, but it does help them get the lead as they had 4 hits, 1 error. There was also 1 left on base, and had a nice 4 runs come across. So that'll be a score of 6-5. Jal up or down by 1 as they get back in a moment. And they're going to get their bats getting started. Bottom of the third. We're still on YouTube as well as HobbsAmerica.com on the Jal Panther Network. Be back in a moment right here.
Mamacitas in Jal has a broad selection of specials. Try the Mexican food, asado, tamales, enchiladas, and so much more. At Mamacitas, you can have it all. Mexican food, donuts, and a steamy cup of coffee at the coffee shop. Mamacitas has authentic Mexican food from the heart of good old Jal, New Mexico. Mamacitas, 301 South Main in Jal, is a proud supporter of the Jal community.
All right, so far both sides have been playing pretty well today. It's been Jal who has scored in the bottom of the first 3 runs, followed by 2 in the second. Meanwhile, Eunice has been pretty strong with, they started off with 3 and out basically in the first. Had no runs, and then 2 in the second, and 4 they doubled up in the third. Meanwhile, that's going to be the first one going to be low for ball 1, and that'll be for, looks like Rodriguez is still at bat. A little high for that one for Charisma. Would have had to gotten a ladder on that one from Pierce to Rodriguez, so that is ball 2. 2-0. Swung on right back over to Pierce, and she's going to rally it over to first. And that's me in time for out number 1 for the 1-3. So 1 out so far with nobody on. Bottom of the third. Coming up next is going to be Peyton Lujan. And that's going to be high for ball 1. So 1-0. Another delivery for Lujan as that one goes back, and actually is going to be caught by the catcher. So 2 outs. That's going to be 2 outs, somebody on. Top of the order as Caden Lujan is up. That first one was a swing and a miss for strike 1. So 2 up, and this will be the third for Jal this time, as this one's going to be hit. And it'll find the gap in center between shortstop and center fielder, and that'll be a hit for Kate Lujan. She got on last time with an error, and before that was a hit, so that's her second hit of the game. 2 outs, 1 on now for Jal. As that is going to be a steal attempt, and that'll be easily done. She didn't slide, but did get the slide, or did get the steal for second. So goes back to Dardone. First one was a strike. This one's going to be hit. Foul. So Dardone now down 0-2, as the last time she did hit a single. Like to do that again, as we've got 1 on, and she's on second in scoring position. Notice me jack to the left, just to the wall. And that is definitely going to be a double and an RBI double to boot. Actually, she's going to go ahead and stretch it to 3. And she slides. And is that going to be safe or out? Sorry, I didn't move the camera in time, but she is safe with that triple, RBI triple. So not only does it even the score, but it keeps her going, as that's 2 outs. And a triple as well. And I think this is the first one in the series, or it has been a while since there's been a triple. Coming up next is going to be Jonna Butts. That one goes across for the strike. Watching it go by. Just a lot of stuff going on right now, and that's good. So ties the game at 6, 2 outs, 1 on at third, scoring position, and that'll go across for the ball. So 1-1 right now. And again, the game tied at 6. Strike on that one took a moment, but did finally get the signal. So 1-2 now the count. And while Eunice has been doubled up on scores, it is now a hit that is going to get it out beyond shortstop. She got a little stuck on her feet on that one, flat-footed. And it will now be another runner coming across. Yes, indeed. That'll be another RBI single for Jal, as well as for Butts, as that was Dardone who was able to score on that one. And that puts it up now by 1, 7-6. This is one at the bottom of the third. Coming up next is Sauceda. She had a single the last time. Actually got walked last time, but she got a single in the first. As that one is going to be high and will be caught by center for out number 3, but the damage has been done, as that was, I believe, actually, that should be Blevins. Let me see, double check to make sure. It is, no, that was Dillard. So Dillard caught it out there in center for out number 3. We're back in a moment as we continue coverage right here on the Jal Panther Network.
Eunice Pump and Supply.
Kayla and Emmy Lujan from Panther Energy are excited for their Jal Panthers and proud of all the Jal students' great success this year. Panther Energy is your one-stop shop for backhoes, dump trucks, roustabouts, and welding. Panther Energy, 1179 South 3rd in Jal, or call 575-395-2654, 575-395-2654 for more information. Panther Energy, a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics.
That's not right. As it was 2 hits and 2 came across. So that's why it's 7-6. 6 runners have been left on base as we go to the top of the 4th now. And coming up to bat would be, or should be, top of the order, Bella Pierce, designated hitter. So Bella Pierce coming up next. And we are already As this one already gets hit to center, it will be a nice single for Bella. As that was taken care of by Peyton Lujan. So Bella on first for her single. And the bats are really getting hot for both teams, but right now more for Eunice Cardinals. Haley Jones coming up next. Got a single last time up, did score. A little high on that one for ball one. So 1-0 is the count right now. Peyton Williams in the circle as that one gets fouled back for the strike. 1-1 is the count. These two teams have faced each other 4 times now. This is their 4th, and Jal has been victorious in those first 3. But Eunice, even though they're ranked 1 above, would still like to get this victory. Of course, both sides would be helpful. I think both are going to be going to the playoffs anyway. Just a nice helping in the ranking. That one goes across for the ball and goes over to first, but no movement. So nobody threatened to be out. 2-1 is the count. That's going to be high for ball 3. 3-1 is the count right now, and you expect to see a strike thrown across from Butts. As long as it isn't swung on, it could be a strike. That's going to be hit high, and it's going to be catchable. No, it was, but Malacone got it out in front of it. Didn't quite position herself right, and that'll be, in the end, though, a full count of 3-2. So it could have been a potential out, but instead still could be. So full count, here we go, and that'll be low for ball 4. So instead of out, it'll be a walk. 2 on base, first and second are covered right now, as that is going to be no outs though. Top of the 4th, coming up next is going to be Peyton Williams. Williams got on with an error last time and also ended up scoring. And a wild pitch is going to get the runners to go advance. So that is Jones at second and Bella Pierce at third. Swung on and missed on that one, strike 1, and that is going to be a 1-1 count. So 1-1. Swung on again, strike 2. Just not quite lining that swing up right for Williams, first baseman. It's counting out 1-2, 2 on, no outs. A little high for ball, and that is going to be a 2-2 count now. And a 2-2 count is on with 2 on. That's going to be hit, and it's going to go rather deep to the wall, and actually it'll be over, as that'll be a home run for Peyton Williams. So she hits it in center to get the home run. And Peyton Williams gets 3 across on that nice shot. So once again, taking over the lead will be Eunice, and the Lady Cardinals now up by 2. So coming up next, after that, will be nobody on and no outs. Mel Nieto, catcher. And this is the 3rd time up for her as that first one goes across for the ball. got a single for a score in the third inning. Also flew out to right in the first. That one goes across for a strike. 1-1 is the count. So high on that one for ball 2. Yeah, it's the best thing to do is not to go out there trying to bat with your eyes closed. You got to watch the ball. So count 2-1. Here we go with another throw, and that'll be hit. It should be an easy catch, and that will be for Talavera. That'll be out number 1. As the second baseman is able to get that one, and moving up next will be Riley Dillard. Sorry, actually that's Michaela Pierce. First one goes across, just off the mark for the ball. It's 1-0 with nobody on, 1 out. And it will be Riley coming up next. She's on the circle. And that just goes outside. Thought it might have caught the corner, but it did not. Instead, it'll be a ball. Ball 2. 2-0 is the count. 2-run lead for Eunice as we are in the top of the 4th. Goes across for the ball. Ball 3. 3-0 is the count. And again, it has been a while since Butts has walked anybody. During this series, she's only had 3 walks. Finds a strike on that one, watches it go by, and it'll be a count of now of 3-1. That one gets hit to center once again, and over the wall. So back-to-back jacks will be Eunice as Michaela Pierce helps herself out and gets her a home run off that hit. So now puts it to 10-7, and it'll be a very competitive game for both sides. As right now it has been 4 runs coming across for the Eunice Lady Cardinals. Team got together for a moment just to rally for Jonna Butts as those 2 hits have happened. Now coming up next will be Riley Dillard. Dillard had a single the last 2 times she was up. She did score in the second. But with 1 out, nobody on. First one's going to be low for ball 1. So here's proving that they can hit when need to. Against the most athletic girl in Jal as that one goes to the wall in center right. She's going to stretch that out to a double. So Dillard hits a double off of that one. And with 2 outs, it'll be Zamora coming up next, the shortstop. We're going to have a meeting on the mound as, once Coach Lujan wants to get Sauceda out there for a conference. After all those runs come across, and we're going to take a break as we're going to see about, I don't think there's going to be a change yet of pitching. But both sides are meeting. So we'll take a moment, be back, and we'll continue coverage right here on the Jal Panther Network.
The staff of the Jal Public School District is proud of their Jal Panthers. Those late practices, hard work, and dedication paid off. Go Panthers! Jal schools have continually provided a quality education and safe environment for the students. Jal Public School System is on the move. Are you ready? Jal Public Schools, another proud sponsor of all Lee County athletics and academics. As Lee County's largest independent insurance agency, Lavelle Insurance works with a large number of insurance companies. They'll do your comparison shopping for you, guaranteeing you the very best.
Hello there. As we continue coverage right here, the meeting was over with, and so we're going to get back into it once again. Coming up next is going to be number 5. Oh, wrong lineup. That helps too. Elizabeth Gatton. Gatton with a swing and a miss on that one for strike 1. That'll be a count of 0-2. So with 1 out, 1 on, and 2 strikeouts for Gatton. And that'll be hit to right field, and Charisma is able to pick it and get there. So the throwing error is going to go ahead and score. That'll be Dillard. So score this one as it was Gatton who hit it. It will be a flyout, single RBI sacrifice. So that would be Garcia coming up now. There we go. First one goes foul for the strike. 0-1 is the count. Once again now, it is 11-7, which is pretty convenient, but definitely a 4-run lead for Eunice. Strike 2 on that one as it goes across, swung on and missed. Struck out in the second did Garcia, and also had a 4-3 in the third. So did swing on that one, foul. This is handled by the Cardinal coach. It'll be Tyson Pierce over there. And now the count is at 1-2. Hits that one, it goes right back to Jana and rallies it over to Malacone in time for the 1-3 and the out number 3 as well. Ends the inning, but not before some damage could be done to get Eunice back into the lead. It has been 3 hits with 5 runs with nobody left on, I believe nobody left. Yep, nobody left on base. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. And Eunice in the lead, 11-7 with 4 runs. Be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here on the Jal Panther Network.
Kayla and Emmy Lujan from Panther Energy are excited for their Jal Panthers and proud of all the Jal students' great success this year. Panther Energy is your one-stop shop for backhoes, dump trucks, roustabouts, and welding. Panther Energy, 1179 South 3rd in Jal, or call 575-395-2654, 575-395-2654 for more information. Panther Energy, a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics.
All right, with 2 jacked home runs, both of them pretty much in the same spot near center field. It has been a change of complexion for this game. As the bottom of the 4th, we have 11-7 with Eunice in the lead right now. It will be Jal coming up to see what they can do with their bats, as it has actually been kind of a steady decline and a steady incline for the Eunice Lady Cardinals. Right now it has been 3 in the first for Jal, 2 in the second, and then 2 in the third. Gives them their 7. So they didn't go 3-2-1 yet, but got rather close. So coming up, as it is Michaela Pierce, who so far is the winning pitcher right now. It's going to be going up against, it'll be Alexa Talavera, the senior, on senior day as well. The last game of the season. Tomorrow they'll be doing the selection committee will be doing the show to let us know who is going to be going and when they'll be playing and who they'll be playing as well. The second one goes across for the ball. So already Talavera with 2-0 count. And that one goes across, and it was a little low, and it was ball 3. So Talavera with being in the lead as far as the count, 3-0. That will find it. Go across for the strike. Hit the zone, but Alexa still up 3-1. And it will be a walk as the Lady Panthers over there chanting Walker, Walker. It sounds better when they say it. So, sophomore Malacone is up next. She got on last time with a fielder's choice. First one's going to go across for a strike. One on, nobody out, and bottom of the fourth, 4-run deficit for Jal. As that one gets hit, and will be a sacrifice as it moves the runner to second. Talavera at second, and Malacone will be the first out with the 1-3. Williams able to catch it at first in time for that, for the force out. So Zoe Molina coming up next. She didn't have her batting glove. Actually, no, that is not Zoe Molina. Now there's a meeting for a moment. All right, so we've got, looks like a new batter. That'd be Bella Cohurst, the sophomore. But she is ready to go as she's in the batter's box with one on and one out. It goes across and it will find the strike zone low for strike one. And that one's going to be hit to the left, as you can see, but foul, just barely. Kind of surprised that Ump is allowing those shades to be on her head. They could be a distraction if the sun hits it just right, but apparently it's not done that yet. So Curlhurst with 0-2 for the count. As we still have one runner on at second. That's going to be, just barely gets it across, as it is going to be a ball. So that'll be ball one. That one goes across for a ball as well. Did not find anything. Count is at 2-2. Once again, senior night, last game of the season, as tomorrow we'll find out about the selections in playoffs. That's going to be hit deep, but maybe not deep enough as it gets into the mid of, that would be Blevins. Route number 2. So no advance in the runner, still at second. And coming in again is going to be let's see, that is going to be okay, that is Rodriguez. Charisma Rodriguez. Count of 0-2 right now. She's watched those go by. 2 out, somebody on. It swings on that one, and it is foul. So it keeps the count at 0-2. Talavera would love to get home. But actually, I don't think she's scored yet in this game. That one's going to be hit. And they're going to take it over to first, and it will be safe, looks like. As Talavera tried to get to home, but instead, it'll be a steal from Rodriguez, and Charisma is now at second. So steals second after getting the single. And it'll be once again up there we go. So coming up next should be she does not look like Lujan, but let's see. So Maddie Inglet, the senior, is going to be coming in. First one goes to a strike. Swung on and missed. There we go. Swung on two, missed for strike two. So Maddie wanting to see if they can get she can get a RBI off that one. As two were on, actually she can get two RBI. High though for ball one. So we got Talavera at third. She's been there before. There it is. Charisma at second. Low, and it goes right back to Pierce for out number three for the 1-3. So that means two left on base, no errors, and it was, I believe, one hit. Those two home runs, though, in the top of the inning are starting to pay off for the Eunice Cardinals as they have that 4-run lead still as we go to the top of the fifth. We're going to continue coverage right here, whether it be on HobbsAmerica.com or YouTube. Be back in just a moment.
Kayla and Emmy Lujan from Panther Energy are excited for their Jal Panthers and proud of all the Jal students' great success this year. Panther Energy is your one-stop shop for backhoes, dump trucks, roustabouts, and welding. Panther Energy, 1179 South 3rd in Jal, or call 575-395-2654, 575-395-2654 for more information. Panther Energy, a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics.
All right, so for the standings in this division, it is going to be basically Loving once again. Three-time defending champs at 12-0 for district. Going to be, of course, they are already the district champs. And they had 171 runs for and only 10 against. Meanwhile, Jal is second. Eunice will be third, regardless of the win or loss on this one, as Jal has a 7-4 record. And Eunice coming into this game 4-7. Dora dead last at 0-12. So coming up first is going to be Levens once again. First one goes across. Strike is the call as it's swung on and missed. So Butts still on the mound. Sauceda catching. Going to be swung on and hit. Foul, though. And that would be 0-2. So Blevins down on the count right now. She also struck out last time up and had an infield out, as that was a swing on and miss. Actually foul, that's what it was. So that's the reason why she's still alive. Got 0-2. So top of the fifth, first batter up with, of course, no outs, nobody on. And trying again. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't have it in the right spot. That's going to be hit. Foul to the right, out of play. Oh, 0-2 and staying alive is Blevins. Almost a 50-year-old hit, and they're still singing it. Nice. And that is going to be foul back as well. Count stays at 0-2 and keeps Blevins alive. It's a nice baseball weather day. Not much wind going on right now. Sunny and about, probably won't get it higher than 70 as that one goes across, but the ball call nevertheless. Thought for a second it was going to catch the corner, but it did not. 1-2, and here we go with another delivery from Butts. That one is also going to be jacked to the right, but out of play and foul. Keeps the count at 1-2. So once again, it is the most athletic person in school for the high school of Jal. And of course, it's going to be Chana Butts along with Norbert Cervantes. This one hits back over to Butts. She rallies it over to Malacone in time for out number one. So the 1-3 gets her out. And we're going to go to the top of the order, looks like. So Bella Pierce. Going to hit this one foul. Going to be up a little bit, but neither one could get to it as it was actually fair, but it bounced back. So it'll have been a foul ball nevertheless. Strike one. So Bella up with one out, nobody on. But trying to get another strikeout. And that is going to be dribbled up to Jana for a rally to first. And that'll be also an out again. Once again, a 1-3 for out number 2 this time. Oops. So next up is going to be Haley Jones. Haley has had a walk last time up. Did have a single before that. First one, though, is going to go across for the ball. Oh, that's going to be hit off the bat, but looks like it'll be a ball anyway. It would have been a strike because it was technically a foul ball because it did get off the bat. So 1-1 is the call right now. That one's going to be hit high, and it should be caught. And it does get caught, and that is going to be by Dardone, third baseman. Oh, that's right. That was Hallie. So that'll be out number 3, and that was a decent bit of defense for the Jal Panthers. They needed to stop or slow down those hot bats for Eunice, and they did 3 up, 3 down with nobody out, nobody on, and no errors as well. And again, no runs come across. 11 is what we've got. 9 hits for Eunice. Also have 3 left on base. We're going to go to the bottom of the 5th, and it is going to be a 4-run deficit for Jal as Eunice is leading 11-7. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here on the Jal Panther Network.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one-call oil and gas company.
All right. It is heads-up time for Jal as they are down by 4 and coming up to bat first in the bottom of the 4th. And that's going to be the top of the order, Caden Lujan. First one goes over for the ball. We're ready to Jal and Eunice softball as that one is going to get high, and it looks like it could be caught, and it will be. Nicely done as Nieto was able to get underneath that one for the pop-up flyout. And it was fouled as well. So that sets Miss Lujan down, Caden Lujan anyway, unfortunately, for out number 1. And Jal hoping for something a little bit better. Next one up, though, is going to be hit already, and it's going to go over to third. And will be rallied. Is that going to be in time? Unfortunately, it will be, as that is going to be out number 2 already for the 5-3. It means from Garcia to Williams for the out number 2. So far, 2 up, 2 down for Jal. As this time up is going to be Jonna Butts. First one goes across for the ball. So everything's happening quickly over here as we get into the 5th inning. Yep, that's what it was. All over the place. That one is going to be ball 2. Ball. Nope. Strike. Strike one. That goes across. So 2-1 with a hit, and that is going to be over to second. Is it going to be routed in time? Looked like it might be, and it is. As that unfortunately is going to be out number 3 with a 4-3 on that one against Butts. Wasn't able to leg it out on that one, and so 3 up, 3 down on that one. Nobody left on base as no hits, no runs, and no errors. And we go to the top of the 6th, and it is Eunice holding on to a 4-run lead. That last inning, both sides were goose egg. But we'll return in a moment as we continue coverage right here as we get it on, whether it be on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, on the Jal Panther Network.
The staff of the Jal Public School District is proud of their Jal Panthers. Those late practices, hard work, and dedication paid off. Go Panthers! Jal schools have continually provided a quality education and safe environment for the students. Jal Public School System is on the move. Are you ready? Jal Public Schools, another proud sponsor of all Lee County athletics and academics.
The Woolworth Community Library is a proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Game started a little early. We had some delays, but it is 12:22 right now on the clock, and we are having some fun out here as it is Eunice against Jal, and this is one of the first times this season that Jal has been behind at Eunice and Jal. So let's see what happens as coming up next is going to be Peyton Williams. Peyton was able to get a home run last time up, 1 of 2 in that inning. So yeah, 4 runs down, mostly due to those home runs hit for Eunice. So throwing it against Williams is going to be a high ball, and that's not going to be a home run, but has 2 Panthers converge on it. Actually, almost 4, as nobody was able to get underneath it though. It will be a double. So all that ability to be able to get that to go out, and instead Williams gets the hit. Or actually, it could have been an error, but I don't think it hit anybody's glove. So first one's going to go across for the strike for Nieto. And then Pierce is up next. So that goes low for the ball. Williams threatening to steal once again. So 1-1 right now with 1 on and 1 out. No outs. So it goes across for ball 2. So 2-1 is the count right now for against Butts. Facing Nieto. That one's hit. And is going to go find the ground and more, as that's going to end up being, hitting around, and it'll be a double for Nieto and also an RBI to extend the lead with that insurance run, as Williams is able to get across. 12-7, a 5-run lead for Eunice. Again, I don't think this win or loss will affect anybody at all, but of course it does help to get a few more wins. First one goes across for Pierce, and that'll be a strike. So with 1 on at second, nobody out. Have a count of 0-1. That's going to be hit, and that's going to be hit to the left. Back to the wall, and misjudged that one as it goes to behind her. And instead will be a double for Michaela Pierce. She's also had a home run and a single. If she gets a triple, she'll hit for the cycle. So that's interesting to say. Once again, she'll hit for the cycle if she hits a triple next time up. Eunice fans will be very happy about that, as that one actually does get Michaela Pierce, actually to Nieto to third. That one is caught in the center field, but long enough, and it'll be a sacrifice flyout for a score. Yeah, it's always nice to rhyme, too, but that's the first out as well, as that one goes all the way back to Peyton Lujan. So coming up next, as it is going to be Zamora. First one goes across for the strike. So we have one out, one on at third, scoring position. That one goes across for the ball, 1-1. Kind of 1-1 right now. Swung on and missed, strike two. So the count at 1-2 right now with one out. That one goes across, does not get a strike, so it'll be ball number two, 2-2 now for the count. Swung on that one a little early, and that'll be strike number three. And strike, give another K to Jana. 3, 4. That'll be her fifth one. She hadn't had a strikeout since the third inning. That goes across with two outs. That'll be a ball for Garcia. Arlia swung on and missed, strike one. So Leah's not been able to get on base, struck out in the second. Right now looking at 0-2, actually. Fouled backwards and out of play. We've seen a hit before with 0-2 as the count. Coming up next could be Blevins. That one goes across. Didn't get the strike call, so it'll be a ball, and continue to bat will be Garcia. With one on and two outs at third base. Leah would like to get an RBI. And Butts would like to get another strikeout, would be number 6. Foul back for the strike. Well, technically the foul ball, so no change, 1-2. We'll get into another windup and the throw high enough. And nope, actually he did get that call for the third strike. And out number 3, no, 2. It's out number 2, strikeout number 3. And it'll also be strikeout number 6 for Chana. Actually, it was out number 3. I was right. So we are going to the bottom of the third, once again held. As that time around, though, it was actually 2 runs come across on that one, along with wait a minute. Well, we had 2 runs come across, 2 strikeouts as well. Fly out in Central, and we'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here. We got it on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one-call oil and gas company.
Back to action is up first for Jal. Looks like they're getting some batters that haven't had much experience. And this time around, it's going to be hit and fouled up, and unfortunately, that's going to be a pop-up for an out. That was going to be for Sauceda. Yeah, she was first up and popped it to, looked like it could have been foul, but nevertheless, though, out number one. So unfortunate for that, but still have plenty of chances. We're at the bottom of the sixth right now. Going for 7 at the very least, as long as the game isn't tied. And this is going to be Talavera. First one goes across for the ball. So 2 home runs have been hit by Eunice, and the Lady Cardinals, one of the reasons why they're up. Count goes to 2-0. Pierce gets that across quickly for ball number 3. High riser, so it would have been tough to swing at it. So there's another good Aya as that one goes across for ball 4. Puts Talavera at first. So looking back, it'll be Malacone coming up next to bat. High, even for her, and that's going to be ball number 1. So 1 out, 1 on, and this one's going to be rung up as a strike. Malacone has not been able to get a hit yet, and now she does. That's going to find the gap and hit the wall. So it'll definitely be a single, if not a double, as they throw it to third. So, yep, she makes it all the way to third. And Malacone makes it to second for the double. So nicely done. So with 1 out, 2 on now. Coming up next is going to be, that is Cohurst. Takes that one across for the strike as she watched it go by. That one thought about it for a second but did not. And the ball is what we get. So 1-1. And those glasses a little distracting to me, but I'm not at bat. 2-1 the call. I'm going to get a meeting real quick. It's coming in is going to be Nieto and the group. Actually, almost all the team except for the outfield is going to be in. So the infield checking on her. And that was a quick meeting. Cohurst still at bat, 2-1 the count, with 1 out and 2 on. In scoring position, here we go. Swung on and missed a little early on that one. 2-2 now. Sometimes you get a little anxious and can't wait for the ball. 2-2 though is the call. Swung on and going to be into the outfield, but unfortunately caught by center, and that's going to be Blevins to get that second out. So 2 out, 2 on though. And up next is going to be that's right, that would be Charisma Rodriguez taking that first one across for the strike as she watched it go by. So 0-1. Takes that one for a strike as well. Watched it, thought it was going to be lower than what it was, but it did find the zone for strike number 2. So down on the count is Charisma. And the right fielder takes that one for a ball. 1-2. Still, though, 2 outs, 2 on. Low ball, not wild. 2-2 is the call in the bottom of the 6th. Swung on, and unfortunately that'll be a strikeout, as there are 2 left on base on that one. No errors. We had 1 hit and no runs. Eunice holding on to the lead now by 6. They had a couple of insurance runs just a moment ago. Now we're going to the top of the 7th, and it's do or die time for the Jal Panthers. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here on the Jal Panther Network, whether it be on HobbsAmerica.com or on YouTube.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jal, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
An adolescent alligator is about 10 feet long, depending on climate and diet. You should stay at least one adolescent alligator 10 feet away from power lines. You should probably stay at least one adolescent alligator away from alligators, too. Get more safety tips at excellenergy.com/safety.
All right, we are in the
Excel
final
Energy.
inning right now of the season as that one goes across for, but it's Cheyenne Blevins to start off the top of the 7th. And we get a strike as it goes across without a swing. Thank you very much for being here as we wrapping up this season. Going to have the committee going ahead and airing us exactly what the playoffs are going to look like for these teams, including, of course, Eunice and Jal. Most likely will be in the playoffs with their rankings so far. But right now that was a ball. This is going to be hit to right field over to Charisma, and she is able to get underneath it in time for out number 1. So 1 out right now, and it is going to be coming up next. Top of the order once again, Bella Pierce. And Pierce has had 2 strikeouts, but has also had a single and a 1-3 last time up. Hit this time, though, will be foul and should be out of play for the strike. So it could be the final inning for the season as well, as a first win of the season for Eunice against this Jal Panther team. The Lady Panthers, though, still in it to win it. This one's going to get hit deep. Once again, Charisma is going to be tested, and she is 2 for 2 so far in those hits as it goes right to her. She didn't have to move much for out number 2. So Haley Jones coming up next as she is playing second base. Had a single, actually a walk last time, a single before. That one goes across for the ball. Meanwhile, the Jal Panthers, actually it's the Eunice Cardinals who were playing Texaco. Eunice Cardinals with a 17-4 record against the 6-11 Texaco Wolverines. We'll talk about that more in a moment as this one goes through. It's going to be fouled, and that'll be number 1. So 2-1 is the count right now for Haley. No, Now it goes across, and it's going to be 3-1 for Haley Jones. 2 outs, nobody on, and one final opportunity to see if they can get more insurance runs to come across, starting with Jones. That one hit, though, and it'll be foul over our heads. So actually it keeps it, gets it to full count, 3-2. So full count, 2 out, nobody on. And we get a ball thrown in from side. All these foul balls have caused little problems. So Butts getting ready, going ahead delivering, low. Since it's a wild throw, there'll be nobody on. Actually, that'll be ball 4. So it'll get her on base with the walk. So that is first walk for Jones. Coming up next is going to be Peyton Williams. Peyton was walked last time. Actually, that is what I got there. Shifting position. Ball 1. So Peyton hits it high, and that will be just beyond us, but in our direction over here as that goes foul or strike 1. So 1-1 is the count, unplayable. With 1-1 count, the throw is going to be hit to the left and just in front in the gap. Try to get it, will score a insurance run again as that gets Peyton Williams to second. Tried to go to third, but instead will go back. Thought twice about it. So RBI single. Oops, actually that was, I never changed that. So it's 14-7, so doubled up on Jal right now. So 7 down, or as some people would say, 7 up, depending on if you're a Eunice fan or a Jal fan. Nieto, though, hits it quickly, and it's going to go to right just over the head of Charisma, and that's going to score a run as that gets her to second, and it sure did for the double. So a standing double and an RBI double to boot on that one as that sends Peyton Williams home. Peyton had already had Haley Jones home, so that is 2 more runs as it is looking like Eunice came to win on this one. 8 runs so far. The mercy rule doesn't matter at this point. Coming up next is going to be Michaela Pierce, the probable winner of this game for pitching, unless things go happen and Jal is able to get back and rally. Goes across for the ball. First one was a strike. 1-1 is the call right now. So she got a double last time up. That one goes off as it'll be a wild pitch, and it'll take Nieto to third. So actually, Pierce has had 3 runs come across. She did have the home run. That was the other home runner for Eunice. As this one gets hit, it's going to be to left. Actually, it's going to be shortstop who's going to be able to catch that one and get the out. So out number 3, but damage once again done as it is going to be 8 runs down for Jal, and the final inning coming up as we continue coverage right here. We'll talk about more about it on the Jal Panther Network, whether it be on HobbsAmerica.com or on YouTube.
State Farm agent Mike Guerin is a proud supporter of JAL Athletics. The game you're listening to is brought to you in part by State Farm agent Mike Guerin. If you have insurance questions regarding auto, motorcycle, home, life, or health, or financial questions like annuities or education savings plans, call 393-4500. Mike Guerin and his staff will not only answer your questions, they'll find you the best program for your insurance needs. State Farm agent Mike Guerin. Se habla español.
An adolescent alligator is about 10 feet long, depending on climate and diet. You should stay at least one adolescent alligator 10 feet away from power lines. You should probably stay at least one adolescent alligator away from alligators, too. Get more safety tips at excelenergy.com/safety. Excel Energy.
All right, we are back, and looks like first one up to bat will be bottom of the order for the Jal Panthers, Peyton Lujan. So Peyton playing at center field. Just going to try to see if she can start a rally for the Jal Panthers. Jal Panthers are holding a record of 12-12 right now. Would love to finish the season above 500. This one's going to get hit right back to the pitcher. She's going to try to rally it, and instead throws it over the first baseman, and that will get a single stretch to a double for Peyton Lujan to start things off. That was Williams who could not handle that throw from Jones, and once again Lujan is able to get to second. The first one in, and then top of the order now for Caden Lujan. As the first one goes across for the ball. So Peyton at first, or second I mean, and her cousin is batting. Goes low for ball 3. So it could be Lujan's on first and second if there's a walk. That one goes across. That is going to be called strike. As Caden Lujan watched go by. So 3-1 is the count. That'll be low for ball 4. So is walked. And we'll get to first. No problem. So back to the batter. That'll be Dardone. Whoops. So first one going across, low. It'll be a wild pitch. I can't believe Lujan tried to get there and got out. Left a little early, or a little late actually, is in my opinion, and got caught stealing at third. So that'll be out number 1. Got a little greedy on that one, I will admit. That'll be ball 1 for, let's see, ball 2 now for Dardone. So instead of having first and second covered, it'll be second. At least Caden was able to get the steal to second. So 3-0 is the count. That one goes across, and that'll be a strike. 3-1. Butts will be next to bat, as long as there is not 3 outs anyway. As that one goes, will be a walk. Another walk issued. This one is going to get first and second once again. Caden Lujan at second, and first will be Abby Dardone. So the class clown is Alexa Talavera, as most people will tell you in Jal in the high school. That's going to be a steal and a slide, but still both sides safe as Caden Lujan gets to third. It'll beat Abigail Dardone at second. Throw across was a ball for Jana. And that's going to be a strike. Again, watch it go across for a strike. 1-1 is the call right now. 2 on and scoring position, but needing 8 to tie and 9 to win. Hit this one high, as it should be an infield out, as the third baseman went over to get it. Does not advance the runners, and that'll be in 2 outs now. And that'll go to, of course, that was Garcia who was able to catch that one. So 2 down, 1 to go. 2 on. Coming up next is going to be Sauceda. That one goes across for the ball. So still a heartbeat in the Panthers, and the ladies trying to rally back. That one, though, is going to be a strike for 1-1. 1-1 with 2 outs, 2 on. Going to be a foul. Stumbled anyway, but nevertheless has to go back. And now she's going to be protecting the plate as she is down 1-2 on the count. Luckily, she didn't hurt herself trying to run to first. So on senior night, or senior day, that's going to be hit to second and should be routed in time. And it is going to be the final out with the 4-3 on that one. Sauceda hits it with 2 runners on base left. No errors. We had a total of 1 hit and no runs come across. And the final is going to be set at 15-7. Eunice Cardinals, the Lady Cardinals, able to be victorious on this one today. Be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here on the Jal Panther Network.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jal, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
State Farm agent Mike Guerin is a proud supporter of JAL Athletics. The game you're listening to is brought to you in part by State Farm agent Mike Guerin. If you have insurance questions regarding auto, motorcycle, home, life, or health, or financial questions like annuities or education savings plans, call 393-4500. Mike Guerin and his staff will not only answer your questions, they'll find you the best program for your insurance needs. State Farm agent Mike Guerin. Se habla español.
So with that victory, that pushes Eunice up to a record of 12-12 for the season. That means they get at 500. 5-7, their first victory in district without being a forfeit. And they break their 1-game losing streak. That also means they're 5-5 on the road for away games as Coach Kemple, and it was Tyson Pierce along with Reagan Wilson. Of course, they're the assistant coaches for Kemple. Are happy with those. Those 3 seniors as well are also happy, as this is their final game of the season in a Eunice Cardinal uniform anyway. As it looks, it's going to be the 3 that are going to be celebrated, or had been celebrated, are Alea Garcia, number 6, along with Michaela Pierce, number 13. She was the winning pitcher today. And it is senior number Lorela, and that is Gloria Key, number 16. She didn't play today, but nevertheless, though, she is on the team, and she is recognized as being a senior. On the other side, for the seniors, it is going to be just a few as well, just 3 actually. Maddie England, who had a bat in this game, and she is number 14 senior, along with Alexa Talavera, number 24. And it'll be Odeles Mendoza, number 31. So those three seniors will be honored here in moments as we have senior night once again, or senior day, I should say. I keep calling it night because I'm used to being done by the evening time. Yep, final score once again, 15-7, Eunice on top. We'll be back in a moment with continued coverage as well as some numbers just for you as we have it on HobbsAmerica.com as well as on the YouTube channel. Just look us up under the Jal Sports Network.
An adolescent alligator is about 10 feet long, depending on climate and diet. You should stay at least one adolescent alligator 10 feet away from power lines. You should probably stay at least one adolescent alligator away from alligators, too. Get more safety tips at excelenergy.com/safety. Excel Energy.
Bats were hot for the Eunice Lady Cardinals as they once again won this contest 15-7 over the Jal Lady Panthers. Had at least a 3-game winning streak going on against them because of the 3 games earlier this season that they were able to win. By the counts of the first game was 9-8, and Jal was able to get that one in 7. Actually, didn't have to worry. Of course, it was at home, so didn't have to worry about batting in the 7th. Then the second 2 games were in Eunice. That game ended with a 16-7 win over Eunice, and Jal was able to win the 3rd game by a squeaker with the final 2 runs in the top of the 7th, 11-9, after they were tied at 9 in the 6th. So this one, once again, pretty easy for Eunice as they got off slow to the start, but were able to increase and get hotter bats. First inning was 0 for Eunice. Second inning had 2 runs come across. And then third inning had 4 runs come across. That made it 6 to, I believe, 5, and they had a 1-run lead at that point. That's right. And then I looked at 7. So it was 7-5 in the bottom of the 3rd. So Jal still had 7-6 was the score in the bottom of the 3rd. So they had a 1-run lead once again. But 5 runs in the 4th give Eunice the lead at 11. And then after that, it was pretty much couldn't score anything after that after getting 7 runs was Jal. Then afterwards, 5 runs come in the 4th, none in the 5th, but 2 in the 6th, and 2 in the 7th. That gets you your 15 total for the game. So for the stats, we had Hallie Jones with a hit, and 3 runs come across for her. Nieto, the catcher, had 2 hits, 2 runs, and 2 RBIs. Also had 2 doubles to her name. It was Garcia with no hits, no runs, no errors. And Pierce, who had 1 hit, 1 run off of 5 at-bats. Got Riley Dillard come across twice for 2 runs with 3 hits, 4 RBI, and a double. Zamora had a hit, and that was at 3 at-bats. So Pierce was one of those that got the home run and also a double. Got everything but a triple, as she also had a single as well for 2 RBI and off of 3 hits. It was Blevins with 1 RBI. And Peyton Williams, the star of the game today, and she had 4 RBI, a double, and a home run. So she may have also been able to get for the cycle as well. She had 800 for the game. So nicely done, as it was once again Pierce who was able to get the win with an ERA of 2.1. Let's see, we have the other side for you. But a nice day for softball, or a nice day just to be out. That's for certain. I think so. take a pause, be back in a moment, and we'll wrap it up right here as we're in Jal on this nice Saturday. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I hope you're having a good one for your weekend. Be back in a moment to wrap it up right here. Once again, I'm Ron Gunner. Thank you much for watching on Cool 95 point, actually not on Cool 95.7. It may be, actually, I don't know for certain, but it is definitely on HobbsAmerica.com and on YouTube.
The staff of the Jal Public School District is proud of their Jal Panthers. Those late practices, hard work, and dedication paid off. Go Panthers! Jal schools have continually provided a quality education and safe environment for the students. Jal Public School System is on the move. Are you ready? Jal Public Schools, another proud sponsor of all Lee County athletics and academics. As Lee County's largest independent insurance agency, Lavelle Insurance works with a large number of insurance companies. They'll do your comparison shopping for you, guaranteeing you the very best price on the very best coverage for life, health, auto, retirement planning, commercial or personal insurance. Lavelle Insurance offers innovative solutions to protect your assets, goals, and future plans.
All right, so let's talk about the ladies for a second, as once again mentioned the fact that it was most athletic student for Jal, and that was Jonna Butts along with Cervantes. Was Norbert Cervantes. See who else we have on here for the list. Odelias Mendoza is the best smile, along with David Gaeton. It was class clown Alexa Talavera, along with Javier Sagueton. Camilla Baezo is the best couple, along with Kristen Diaz. Of course, he is on the baseball team. Marina Hernandez, most likely to be the teacher's pet, and I think that's going to be about it. So let's double check, see if there is any stats for Jal, but I think if not, we're going to wrap this up. But again, we are expecting to see sometime tomorrow the selection committee coming out with their video of the stats as far as who's going to be where in the playoffs. I can tell you this. There we go. So I can tell you this. Number one was Loving, or is Loving, coming into today. Estancia is number two. They are ranked at number two with 22-2 for their record. 6-17 for the rating. Negative 12.7. That's one of the reasons why they're not number one. Although Loving has a strength of schedule of 6.3. Lordsburg is third with 14-4. Hazo Academy is fourth, followed by Rehoboth Christian at 17-7, fifth. Also has a, seems like almost everybody, actually everybody does have negative numbers for strength of schedule. Mesilla Valley is sixth, Raton is seventh, Capitone is eighth, number 9 will be Mora, 10 is Laguna Acoma, and then after that will be Eunice is number 11 now at 12-12. Their strength of schedule is at .03, negative .03, while Jal is at negative 6.2. So we'll get that. And then it is Tucumcari after that, 8-12. So I don't think they're going to get lower than 12 is Jal. And I'm not sure if Eunice will get higher than number 11 after this win. So we are done. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up as there are celebrations once again for Senior Day. My name is Ron Gunner. Thank you very much. Appreciate you watching, as it was Tiff Stuber who was able to get us on and make sure we were doing well. And for our sponsors, I want to say thank you very much. And this was a great year for Jal Sports. Looking forward to seeing more as the playoffs are going to be happening after tomorrow. Be a week off, and then we'll be getting into the playoffs, most likely going to be in Albuquerque. For all of us right here at No More Broadcasting, thank you very much for watching, and thanks for having a good day.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.